everyone, I'm Ming. Today as your tour guide, I will show you some interesting information about the Old Quarter and the French Quarter. Now we are standing on Đinh Tiên Hoàng Street. You know, this is the oldest street in the Old Quarter. When we walk on this road, you can see on your left there is Short Lake, and on your right there are a lot of restaurants, shops, and especially it has the shortest street of the quarter, that is Hồ Hoàn Kiếm Street. This street is famous for its very famous, very delicious dish, that's nộm bò khô. About the Old Quarter, you know it is about 2000 years old and is also known as 36 old streets in Hanoi. Actually, there are more than 70 streets in this quarter, but do you know why they chose the number 36 to name for this quarter? In the past, for Asian, the number 9 represents for luck, and 4 times of 9 means 36, means very lucky, so that they chose that number to name for this Old Quarter. And now we are standing at the beginning of Hàng Đào Street. I think this is the point to start, that you can start to discover the Old Quarter. It's like a maze. Hàng Đào Street in the French colonial time was the center of trading silk. Until now, people still keep selling these traditional products, and on this street, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, people hold night market to welcome all people to buy and see many products with the suitable price. In the middle of this road, you can see on your right side, it is Hàng Bạc Street. Hàng Bạc Street is famous for silver products. In this street, there is a village named Định Công. People in this village make silver products by hand, so that the necklace or even the beauty are very elegant, beautiful, and a little bit expensive. And next to Hàng Đào Street, it is Hàng Ngang. Hàng Ngang is one of the oldest streets of the Old Quarter, and Hàng Đào and Hàng Ngang are the main axes of this area. They cut the Old Quarter into 2 parts, and the most interesting point in this street, that is the private house of Trịnh Văn Bô at number 48. You know, this house in the past is was the place that the President Ho Chí Minh wrote the Declaration of Independence of Vietnam. In 1945, at that time, Trịnh Văn Bô was a young businessman. He was so rich, but contrary with his family, Vietnamese people were under control of Japanese and French. People were very starving and poor. They didn't have enough food to eat, have enough clothes to wear, so that Trịnh Văn Bô contributed a big amount of gold to our government to have many people survive over this hard time. And at the second of the house of Trịnh Văn Bố, that's the office of our party in 1945. 1945. Our President Ho Chi Minh worked there, and but Trịnh Văn Bố family didn't know who Ho Chi Minh was. They just know that he was the old man who worked for the shop on every Sunday. But after the 2nd of September 1945, Ho Chi Minh read the declaration on Quảng trường Ba Đình, on Ba Đình Square. They realized that the old man who lived in their house is Ho Chi Minh. And there, at the first floor of this house, people display very many pictures of family of Trịnh Văn Bố and our president. After visiting this house, we will go out and visit the next street, that is Hàng Buồm. People live here used to go to fishing, go fishing to earn money because they lived near the Red River. And at the end of this street, we will visit the Bạch Mã Temple. It is one of the 4 guardian building of Hà Nội. It was built by Chinese over 1,000 years ago, before the king Lý Thái Tổ removed the capital from Hoa Lư to Đại La. And like other temples, Bạch Mã has a very mysterious story about its existence. And inside the temple, people worship a huge white house, and it's the house is standing between a bird and the turtle. It's represent for their relationship. Whenever three animals always go along together, because it is a symbol of friendship. Whenever they have troubles, they have each other to overcome everything, especially when it's bad weather. And in the next room of the temple, you can see a palanquin. It is for the lord of the village. Every almost Vietnamese village has their own temple to worship their tutelary, and every year they hold the festival to welcome the lord of the village, to see their lives and pray for happiness and luckiness. And after visiting this temple, I will show you a very special point in the Old Quarter, that is the narrow long alley between houses in this area. In this crowd quarter, people always sell something in the frontage of their house, so that the life space is always moved to the rear. And when you walk into the alley, you can feel like joining a very horrible horror game. Just walking through this alley, you can see a side of people's lives in this quarter. They have to live in a very small space. It's about three people in a meter square, and in the past they had to share a bedroom and a toilet, and it's very inconvenient. And after existing the alley, we are standing on Hangqiu Street. And this street is very famous for mat. Everyone sells mats in this street. And at the end of the road, you can see a very big old gate that name Ô Quan Chuộng. It is one of four gates, one of four main gates to come the citadel in the past. Because of the war, almost them are destroyed, but Ô Quan Chuộng is the most undamaged. In the feudalism, this way was always protected carefully by many guardians, and only when you had very important problem you could come inside. And now you can see we are opposite to the Hanoi ceramic mosaic mural. It is the longest ceramic in the world. It is one of the major projects that were developed on the occasion of the millennial anniversary of Hanoi. This work is like a picture where many artists drew Vietnamese stories and Vietnamese historic stories and the daily lives into them. With the help of over 20 Vietnamese artists, 50 foreigners and 1,000 students, this work was completed after 3 years, and it's one of special construction to celebrate the big day of. And now we will move to the end of this beautiful road. You can see a huge iron bridge, that is Long Biên Bridge. It is a French construction. Under the French domination, Vietnamese people had to suffer a lot of things. But beside that, French people also brought to Hanoi many beautiful buildings, constructions, and until now they are very massive and very beautiful. Because French always wanted to make Hanoi be the center of Indochina, so that they invest a lot of things to Hanoi. And in the wartime, Long Biên Bridge is a very important connection of Hanoi to other provinces, especially Hải Phòng Port. And Vietnamese people delivered weapons, food, and medicines through this bridge to the front line. And after many years suffering the war, Long Biên Bridge are destroyed a lot, and now the government just allowed the motorbikes to move on the bridge. And now we are standing. Now we move to see Hàng Mã Street. Hàng Mã Street is specialized in selling votive objects, especially for dead people, such as money, house, car, and daily appearance. Shops were taxed by the width of frontage of the market. Storage and living space moved to the rear. They developed into the long, narrow house called Tube House, and it's always colorful and sparkling, especially in middle Autumn Festival. And in Vietnam, people believe that we have another life after we died, so that they want to treat people as like when they are alive. So they always burn the votive objects, like car, monies, and many other things to the death. That with the hope that they will have a beautiful life in the other world. And now, next to the Hàng Mã Street is Hàng Vải Street. Hàng Vải Street, people sell bamboos and other products from bamboo. And now next to Hàng Vải Street is Lan Ông Street. Um, right you go into this street, you can enjoy the comfortable smell of medicinal herbs. Yeah, this street is famous for the the products of medicine from the nature. And in the middle of this road there is a temple, and in front of the temple there are two flags. You can see that one is festival flag and one is national flag. The meaning of five colors of festival flag is that it's like the rainbow of the of Dabo, and also means represent for five elements of the earth. After visiting the maze of Old Quarter, I will lead you to the beautiful views of Short Lake. Short Lake has another name is Lục Thủy. Lục Thủy. Lục means green and Thủy means water. In the this lake is related a historic story about Lê Lợi. In the 14th century, Vietnam is under the control of Ming Chinese, and Lê Lợi is was a general want to defeat the invaders. And but our army at that time were very weak, and the Dragon King, who want to have us defeat the invaders, he gave Lê Lợi a magic shot. And after taking power from the invaders, Lê Lợi became a king. And one day, when he was boarding on the Lục Thủy Lake, a very huge turtle surfaced on the lake, the water, and asked him to give back the Dragon King the Short Lake. And after that, people call this lake with another name is Short Lake. And you can see this is a pen tower. This pen tower was built very long time ago, and is represent for the literature gods. And next next to it is the writing pad, and there is also a ink pot, on the top of the gate behind. And after we walk through the gate, we will see the very big red bridge. It's called Thê Húc, and the Taehook means the sunrise. And when you stand on the Taehook Bridge, you can see the sunrise. Uh, sunrise. It is the first bridge that we can see the sunrise every day. And go through the Taehook Bridge, you can see temple. You can see Ngọc Temple. It is dedicated for our a very famous general of Vietnam, that is Trần Hưng Đạo. And now we move to the French Quarter. French Quarter starts with the guest house. You know, the guest house located at number 12 on Morgan Street in the French colonial. This colonial time, this building belonged to French, and after Vietnamese took power in 1945, this house renamed Bắc Bộ Phủ, and President Ho Chi Minh and Vietnamese government worked here from 1945 to 1954. Then the Indo-Chinese War ended. In 1954, it was renovated and became the guest house. Many guests of our governments take a rest here, and there are 2 floors with many large beautiful rooms in this building. In 2005, this house was recognized as the historic site, and we go along the Lý Thái Tổ Street. We'll see the Metropole Hotel also. This is the first 5-star hotel of in Vietnam, and it was built by two French. I think this is very luxury hotel that not everyone can go and take a rest in this hotel. This hotel was designed very special with 2 wings, and people can choose which one they like when they come here. And now we move to Trang Tiền Street and see the Hanoi Opera House, located on the first at the number 1 on Trang Tiền Street. This opera house was built on the 7th of June 1901, completed in 1911. It is a small version of the Opera Garnier in Paris. It was constructed in theater in style in Renaissance Europe. The main colors of it are yellows and white. Yellow represents for the royalty, and white represents for luxury. It is about 2,006 meter square in total, and every year people repaint it to keep the bright color. In the past, the theater only hosted performances by Western artists for French officials and wealthy Vietnamese, but nowadays it is one of Hanoi's cultural center, where art shows, dance performances, and other events usually take place, scale ranging from national to international. Many famous Vietnamese artists hold their concert here, but I think the price is quite expensive, and not everyone can go to the theater and enjoy the show here. If you have a chance and you have enough money, try to come and enjoy some amazing shows here. Inside the theater, there are 3 floors with a lot of beautiful luxury furniture. And that's all about the French Quarter. I hope that after this video you can know some general information about Hanoi. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.